Is disciplined agile worth it? All these DA certifications that PMI offers, are they worth it? I touched upon it when we talked about scaled agile in one of our previous videos. I'll share a link to it in the description below if you want to know what scaled agile is. And that's where I mentioned how disciplined agile is one of the alternatives of scaled agile. And that's how I got a question from LinkedIn about how exactly is disciplined agile an alternative to the scaled agile framework? Well, it's simple. PMI themselves talk about disciplined agile and how it helps in scaling agile. So this is from the PMI website itself where they're talking about disciplined agile, and they say disciplined agile essentially brings true agility at scale. So there are other frameworks out there that can scale agile for you, but they are not doing it at an organization level. And this is not something that I am speaking, this is something that PMI believes. Although when we talked about the scaled agile framework, we saw how there are four different categories or flavors of how you can scale. But still, what PMI mentions here is that what about teams that aren't focused on software development? How are you going to make them more agile, right? What about teams that are in reasonably straightforward situations? What about teams dealing with other complexity factors than just size, but also struggling with geographic distribution, regulatory compliance, or others? So, what PMI believes is that although there are other frameworks out there that can help you scale agile, but there are certain questions that remain open ended, and that is where disciplined agile can actually help you. Now, there are two types of agile at scale that discipline agile is basically talking about. And the first one is scaling agile at the team level. This is known as tactical agility at scale. And second is scaling agile at organizational level. And this is strategic agility at scale. So this is the application of agile and lean strategies broadly across your entire organization. This includes all areas and teams within your organization, not just your IT department. And this is what they were touching upon when they were talking about agility at scale. So now that you understand that scaling agile, agility at scale, is something that disciplined agile also talks about, and it is definitely an alternative to the safe or the scaled agility framework, the scaled agile framework. Let's talk more about the certifications. Should you get yourselves the disciplined agile certifications? Are they worth it? So let me continue to share my screen and talk about one of the job openings that I recently received on my email. It talks about an opening for project manager, Pune, Chennai. This is based in India, and they're asking that the candidate must have agile knowledge. They're talking about band B3. Please share your CV. Now they have given the job description as well, and this is a usual job description for any project manager. You can go through it. I'm not reading the entire thing, but I'll quickly read some of the points that they've mentioned here. Operate with scale and speed amidst flux and uncertain environment. So they're talking about scale here, right? Now, the other thing is able to lead Scrum team and follow Scrum ceremonies. So obviously they are talking about someone who is a project manager, who knows agile, who knows Scrum ceremonies, but is also able to operate at scale. Remember this, right? Operate with scale. Should have ability to quickly analyze and think quickly and resolve conflict, knowledge of Jira, Confluence, technical background. All of these are usual stuff, right? Any other project manager opening that you're going to see, you will find all these points there as well. But the only differentiation here was operate with scale. And since they are talking about agile here, they've mentioned even in the beginning that someone who applies needs to have agile knowledge. So let's talk about the kind of certifications that they are looking for, and they have actually mentioned it later on in the email. Certification on agile or project management, any of the below certification is required. Remember, this is required, this is not optional here. So they're talking about DASSM, Disciplined Agile Senior Scrum Master. They're talking also about Disciplined Agile Coach, DAC. So those two Disciplined Agile certifications is what this position demands. They're not talking about Scaled Agile, perhaps because they do not use the Scaled Agile framework and they might be using some of the stuff from Disciplined Agile, and that is why they are asking for Disciplined Agile certifications here. Now remember, if you have Prince 2 Agile practitioner, if you have Prince 2 practitioner, or the big daddy of them all, the number one project management certification out there, PMI's PMP, if you have it, you qualify for this role. They're also talking about experience in leading managed service projects like applications and infra. They're talking about good understanding of at least one domain or industry, specifically banking domain. But this is fine. What I wanted to share was the certifications and the kind of certification that this position is looking for. So is Disciplined Agile worth it? Of course it is, if you are trying to apply for positions like these that talk about you specifically having Disciplined Agile certification. Although since PMP is the number one certification out there, if you have PMP, you already qualify. Let's also talk about how many people actually have the Disciplined Agile certification, because I thought this could be interesting, and this is a fact file that PMI themselves publishes, and this is something that is published every month, and the latest data is from 31st of May 2023, and as you can see, 5,000 odd have DASM certification, but this role is looking for DASSM certification, which is something that not even 4,500 people actually are the active holders. Remember, the keyword here is active, which means you are not just certified, but you are also keeping your certification active and valid, which will require you to report some sort of PDUs to PMI. So DASSM, very less people, and this is a worldwide figure, right? Not even 4,500 people have DASSM. DAC, which is the other certification that these people are asking for, right? 181 people have DAC certification, the Disciplined Agile Coach. So obviously not a lot of people are actually getting themselves the Disciplined Agile certifications, because the number of professionals who are SAFe certified, Scaled Agile Framework certified, and I talked about the Agilist role as well. I also talked about the SAFe Scrum Master, right? So the number of people that have those kind of certifications are way higher than Disciplined Agile numbers that we are seeing here. But remember, this is active holders, so it is possible that some people have this certification but are not active holders. But at the same time, you can see this job description, you can see all the certifications that they are asking for, and specifically for this position they are also asking for Disciplined Agile. So should you go for it? Well, if you're looking for a job role like this, definitely go for it. If you already have PMP, then maybe not needed, because if you have PMP, you're already qualified for this role, right? And mostly if you have PMP, you will be qualified for most project manager job roles out there. So get yourselves the PMP first and then think about all these other certifications. When you get yourselves the PMP, you get the knowledge of not just the traditional project management, but also agile, the iterative, right? Not just predictive, but also adaptive ways of delivering projects. So that's all in this one. I hope you found this video helpful. Like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. But in the meantime, don't forget to check out our website, pmclounge.com, the number one free PMP and project management resource. Thank you and have a nice day.